Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this amazing website header using only HTML and CSS. As you can see here on my computer screen, on top here of this header, I have this logo text. Also, I have this one navigation bar, and you can see on this nav menu there's some hover effect. Also, we have this amazing title, and we have two buttons. On this button, there's also some hover effect. Also, we have two images that are acting as a carousel. So we'll create this using only HTML and CSS. So kindly, before starting this video, do subscribe to our YouTube channel and also share with your fellow developers. So without wasting time, let us start the video. Hello guys, welcome back again. So here I have created one folder called website header. Inside this folder, I have another folder called images, and also I have two files. Also, these two files, one is for my index.html and one for style.css. Also, I have this folder called images, and this way I have my two images. So for this tutorial, I'll provide all the image source in my video link description. So make sure to download before starting this tutorial. So next, we're going to open this in our text editor. So simply say open with code. So for me, it's open. So here it is. This is my index.html. Here I have written the basic HTML structure. Also, you can see I have this one title, and also I have this one link. This is my CSS connected to HTML. Also, I have these two other plugins. As you can see, this is one for glide.co.css and the other one is glide.theme. So all these links you need to have it. Also, we have the JS plugin, that is glide.js. Next is my style.css. Here I have written the basic CSS structure, like giving the margin 0, padding 0, box sizing to be border box. Also, I have this one Google font URL. So you can use whatever font you want, it's okay. So next, what we're going to do is, under the body here, we'll create one div with a class name header. Inside this div, we'll create one nav with a class name nav. Inside this nav, we'll need to add h1, and this will act as our logo. So I'll write discover. You will add a text. Next, I'm going to create UL. Should be small letters. UL. Then inside this UL, we'll create. So before doing anything, we need to add a class, this UL. So I'll say class. So for my class will be navlist. So we are going to create our navlist. After this, we need to add a href tag. But before doing that, we are going to add a list item with a class name nav item. Also here, we are going to add an anchor tag, and we'll put a hashtag now. And here I'm going to add a class called navlink. Also, we need to add our text, that will be home. Simply what we're going to do is we're going to have multiple nav items. So I'll simply copy this list. So we need to create more lists, so I'll just simply paste it. So here we're going to change our text to about, and also here we need to add about. This will act, so whenever we click the home tab, it will take us to this home tab. Okay, so here we need to add home. Also here we're going to change our text to service. Next will be contact. We need to add one more list, that will be blog. So after creating this, simply save your file, come back to your folder. So we need to open this in our browser. So simply double click the index, and here you can see we have our logo text and our nav items. So come back to your text editor. After this UL, it keeps doing that. So after this nav we need to create is we need to add a glide. So it's like a sliding carousel. Okay, so here I'm going to create one div with a class name glide. Inside this div we'll add another class with a class name glide track, and here I'm going to add data glide to be track. Okay, sorry, it should be track. So next, after inside this div we'll add a UL with a class name glide slide. So we need to add a slide, so I'll name it ul.glide slide slides underscore slides. Inside this UL we need to create a list li dot glide slide. Sure, it should be underscore. Okay, so inside this li we need to add is so inside this li we need to create another div with a class name content. Inside this div we'll add our image source, and we have an image folder, so I'll say images slash, I'll choose the first one, the first image. Next, after this we need to add is we need to create another div with a class name hero. Inside this div we'll add our text that says simple website header. Also after this div, so inside this div we should have created h1 tag, so I'll say h1. So this text will move it to inside this h1 tag. Okay, after this we need to add button. So by doing that, sorry, so by doing that, after the closing div tag we need to add an anchor tag. So here is where we'll add our button, and this one I'll add a class, I'll give it a class, and the class will be btn. Also we need to add a button that says discover. That's our text. So we need to create two buttons, so simply duplicate this and paste it one more time and change your text to read more. Now simply we need to add another slide. So by doing that we simply need to copy from, we need to create another UL. So let's create another slide. So simply what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to create another list, and also we need to change our image to second image. Okay, simply save this, go back to your web browser, refresh it. Now you can see we have our two images. Sorry. So for this one we need to add some styling. So let's go back to our text, our style.css. So here you can see we have written the basic CSS structure. Next I'm going to do is HTML, open curly braces. So here I'm going to add a font size of 62.5%. Okay, next we'll start with our body. For the body we'll give font family, sans serif. Also we'll add font size 1.6. Now we'll start with our class header. So it should be dot. Okay, whenever you're creating classes, and then we should add our content. So for this one we'll add position to be relative. Also we need to add a width of 100 view height, or you can say view width. Next we'll add height, 100 view height. Also I'm going to say overflow to be hidden. Next is my class content, and then I'm going to say img. So here we're going to style our image, so I'll say object fit to be fit, or you can say cover, height, width, next is my class hero. So for this class is where we have our title, h1 title. So I'll say position to be relative, top to be 50, so we're going to add 60%. Next I'm going to say left to be 50%. Also we need to add transform, then we're going to use translate. Here I'm going to give it 10% by negative 50%. Also we'll add opacity to be 0, color, text align, width, lastly, so we also need to add z index of 3, and lastly we'll add transition, all 50 ms is in out. Next we need to style our h1 tag, so I'll say hero h1 open curly braces. So for this h1 title I will add font size 5. Also we'll add font weight to be 700. Next is we're going to style our div, so I'll say hero div, and here I'm only going to add one thing, that is margin top to be 3. Next is my button, so I'll say hero btn. Sorry, the btn was a class, so we'll say dot btn. Okay, so for this one we'll say display to be inline block. Also we need to add background color, also we'll add width of 13 rem, padding, border radius of, so for my border radius I'll say 2 pixel, solid, no, okay, for border radius I'll give it 1. Okay, now for the border we'll give it 2 pixel, solid, white. Next we'll add text decoration to be none. Lastly we are going to add transition again, and simply I'm going to copy this and I'm going to change my value to 300 ms, not 3300. Okay, next is again we are going to style is our btn, so we need to add some hover effect, so I'll say btn. Here I'm going to first use the first child, then I'm going to say hover. Open your curly braces. Here I'm going to add background color to be transparent. Also we need to add color to be white. Next I'll say again, so it should be hero btn, then I'm going to say, sorry, I'm going to say last child. Okay, here again I'm going to say background color to be transparent, also color to be white. Then again we're going to do hero, this class btn, then we need to add hover effect. Okay, so I'll say last child hover. Open your curly braces, again I'm going to say background color to be transparent. Also we'll add color white. Oh no, this time it will be black. Okay, sorry. Again, I'm going to say glide, slide, underscore slides dot glide slide dot. So I'm going to say active dot hero. Okay. For these classes, I'll give transform, translate negative 50% by, let's say something again, negative 50%. Also, we'll add opacity to be 1. Next, we need to style is our nav. So I'll start with my class nav. I'll give it position to be fixed. Also, we'll add top 0 and left to be 0. We'll add width of 100 view width. Background color will be black. So next we'll add padding. For my padding, I'll give it 1.6. Also we'll add z index 999. Next is my navigation, so I'll say navigation. For this class, I'll say display to be flex. Also we'll add align items, center, justify content to be space between, max width, margin 0 auto. Let me just scroll down so that you can see clear to what I'm doing here. So next we'll add data spacing of 5 pixel. Again, we're going to style our h1 tag. Here I'm going to add two things, that is font size and color. Okay, 2.5. Next we need to style is our nav list. So I'll say nav list class, our class nav list. Then I'll say display to be flex. Also we'll add align items to be center. Lastly, I'm going to say list style to be none. Next is my class nav item. Then I'm going to use the note. Then here I'm going to add last child. Open curly braces. So I'll say margin right to be 0.5. Next is our nav link. So I'll say nav link. So here we need to add one more class. So I'll say comma. Then I'm going to say nav link. Instead of link this time, I'll say visited. Okay. So here I'm going to add color. Color will be white. Also we need to add font size 1.7. Next we'll add padding. Border radius 0.3. Text decoration to be none. And lastly we'll add transition. And also I'm going to change my value to be 300 ms. Next we need to add hover effect on our nav link. So I'll say nav link hover. Here I'm going to add background color to be white and color to be black. So simply save your file, come back to your web browser, refresh it. Now you can see we have this. Okay, so next we need to add some JavaScript. So after this plugin, I will create a script tag and so inside here I'm going to say I'll create a variable called glide. It is equal to document dot get element by id, or you can say query selector. Okay, and for our query selector will be glide, the class glide. Okay, make sure to close your function, not function, and make sure to close this your tag. So after this I'm going to use an if statement. So I'll say if glide. Okay, then we'll create new glide, new glide. So here we're going to choose a type first. The type will be carousel. Okay, carousel slider. Then comma. Next we'll choose a start at, so where we want to start. Okay, so we choose the first image, comma. So it shouldn't be comma. Then per view. So the per view will be 1. Okay, so I'm going to change it for the started I'll set it 0. Next I'm going to do is we need to add a hover pose. For the pose will be true. The gap I'll give it 0. Also we'll add autoplay. For the autoplay, so it should be small letter. Also this one not capital, small letter. So for the autoplay we'll give it something like 2500. Also we need to add animation, the animation duration. So this should be small letter. So for the animation I'll give it 1000. And lastly we need to add animation timing. Okay, so I'll say animation timing, and this one will be linear. Then after this I'm going to say dot mount. So simply save your file, come back to your web browser, refresh it. Now you can see we have issues. Okay, the image are displaying, so but something is wrong with our navs, and also that you can't see our title at the center of this page, and also we have the two buttons also we can't see. So simply you're going to fix this, go back to your web text editor. So let's go to the style.css. So guys, you see our nav items, nav list are not in their correct position. So for that, I think if we go to the style.css again and we scroll all the way down, remember we created a class called navigation. Okay, this class navigation. So in our index you don't see this class. So for that, after this nav, we need to create one div with a class name navigation. After you create this, we need to remove this div closing div tag, and after this we need to add our closing div tag here. Okay, so it's that simple. So simply save your file again, go back to your web browser, refresh it. Now you can see even the h1 tag is showing, and also you can see we have our nav list, and you can see we have our title. Now our website looks okay. Let's try to scroll to slide. Okay, so I'm going to slide to the next slide. You can see we have our next image. So if we simply refresh again, you can see on top of this page we have our logo as a text. Also we have our items or nav list, and you can see our image is automatically scrolling to the next slide. Okay, also you can see our title, simple website header. Also we have our two buttons, discover and read more, and you can see there's some beautiful over effect on this button. So that is all for our today's tutorial. So guys, if you think this video was very helpful for beginners, so do subscribe to our YouTube channel as a thank you. So till next time, bye.